I'm a waitress and I, F24, have a huge crush on a regular customer. Help. Reddit user, u/ThrowawayPinkLover. Original post, September 10th, 2013. So I, F24, work part-time as a waitress, trying to pay off student loans, and I have a huge crush on guy who tends to come in for breakfast or lunch a couple of times a week on the days I'm working. He's handsome, super sweet, and I'm pretty sure he's single, but I'm not 100% sure. If I had to guess, I'd say he's 25 to 27. I've gotten to know him a little bit since we sometimes talk if I'm not too busy. He said he moved here a few months ago. I'd love to ask him out, but I have no idea how, and plus, I get really nervous around him. Whenever he comes in, my manager always makes sure I get him since she knows I have a big crush on him. His bill is usually between $8 and $9, but he always pays with a $20 and tells me to keep the change. Do you think that might be a sign he likes me? My manager said she's seen him drive a really expensive sports car a couple of times, so the large tip might not mean anything. But she said she catches him looking at me quite a bit and said he never comes in when I'm not working. Considering I'm kind of a shy person, what's the best way to ask him out without being extremely embarrassed or nervous? My hands are sweating just thinking about it. TLDR, what's the best way for a shy girl to ask a guy out who's really handsome and outgoing? I'm nervous, a bit intimidated. Relevant comments. I, 22F at the time, once had a similar situation. I worked at a cafe, and this guy was always coming in and would just browse Facebook. He would smile and flirt with me, or at least what I thought was flirting. His mom would come in with him too, and I convinced myself that she wanted me and him to get together. Kind of pathetic, but I had built up the situation so much in my mind that I just knew we were meant to be together. One day I gave him my number on my way out of work and just said, "Hi, I'm good Luckio and I want you to have this." He took it graciously and smiled, and I walked out super confident. Later that day I had to come back to work because I forgot something there, and the dude was still there, so I started talking to him and was like, "So what are you up to right now? Wanna go grab coffee or something?" He then proceeds to give me a verbal smackdown saying he's not sure why I thought he was into me and asked me what kind of signals he gave off that made me think he was into me. Also, that he had a girlfriend and he was flattered, but he really wasn't into me. I pretty much walked away from that situation crying and totally humiliated by a complete stranger. So, I'm not telling this to you to completely scare you, but more to prepare you for the worst. Be confident when you hand him the number and hope for the best, because who knows, it could turn out awesomely. But be prepared for the chance that he does reject you. If you're shy, this might really sting as it did for me and scare you away from trying again. Just remember that he is a stranger and his opinion doesn't matter. You're awesome for being you no matter which way he reacts. And also consider it practice for future endeavors. Take matters into your own hands because no one will do it for you. Good luck, yo. OOP, this is exactly what I'm afraid of. He's super sweet, so I don't think he'd reject me in a bad way, but you never know. One morning, I had a really grumpy old man giving me a ton of shit for no reason, and when I walked away, I saw him talking to the old man. When I came back, the old man was suddenly very nice to me. I don't know what he said to the guy, but he obviously stuck up for me. Anyway, that just kind of gives you an idea of what type of guy he is. I appreciate your comment. I'll try to be confident, and if things don't work out, I won't let it bring me down. Smiley face. If you think he's cute and you want him to take you out sometime, you could say like, "Hey, you're cute. Can you take me out sometime?" OOP. If only I was that confident. LOL. When asking someone out with the fear of rejection, go through some intermediary steps that allow the other to bow out without making it seem like a rejection. If Toldaiso's actions is too bold, go easy. First off, Facebook friend him. Respond to his posts. Message him a little more frequently as time goes on. If he responds back at the same frequency, you're golden. If he cuts it off, no harm done. And it doesn't have to be flirty. It could be something like asking automotive advice. Don't ever think that the damsel in distress is not adorable. Secondly, invite him to something that is a group thing. No pressure. If he goes with you, see if you and him hang out nearly exclusively. If he withdraws or brings a friend along, you got your sign. Finally, once you establish communication outside a waitress/customer relationship, he'll either have given you enough signs that he wants to date you, or you will be damn sure he'll say yes when you ask him out. FYI, a girl did something similar. I'm just a nice guy, so if a girl talks to me, I make conversation. I was a regular at this place. Not for the girl, she was cute by the way, but for the burritos. She eventually hinted, so, does your girlfriend like this place? And I hinted back, nah, I'm way too busy for a relationship right now. It was clear that I wasn't interested, but there was no rejection. And by the way, I actually was too busy for a relationship, but it never got awkward when I came back. OOP, good advice. Smiley face. I thought about looking him up on Facebook, but I didn't want to come across as a creeper. I think I'm going to try and talk to him this week. Smiley face. Update 1. September 17th, 2013, 7 days later. I have good news. As I mentioned in my original post, I normally work Friday mornings and he comes in for breakfast at the same time every Friday. Well, I had the day off and decided to show up for breakfast at the same time as him. It worked out perfectly. I sat down in the area where he always sits and waited. About 10 minutes later, he walked in the door and saw me sitting down ordering breakfast. He came up to me and looked a little puzzled because I wasn't wearing my uniform. He asked if I had the day off and I said yes. He said, "That sucks. You're my favorite waitress." I also did my hair and put on some cute clothes that morning and he noticed because he complimented me and said I looked really pretty. I could feel my face getting hot. I probably turned 10 shades of red. LOL. Next thing I know, he asked if he could sit at my table with me. I was so nervous. Guys never give me butterflies, but he gives them to me all the time. But I acted totally normal and tried not to be a dork. Haha. Normally, I'm very shy around him, but he made me feel comfortable and was super easy to talk to. We sat and talked for a while before our breakfast came. It was so much fun. My manager was the one waiting on us, which she never does, but she's been encouraging me to make a move on him for quite a while. She was so happy for me. Anyway, I felt like he was giving me signals the entire time, which made me a lot more confident. So I finally worked up the courage and asked if he'd like to hang out some time, and he agreed. We swapped numbers, and he's been texting/flirting with me a few times a day ever since. Since we've been texting, I've learned that we both enjoy hiking, so I suggested that we go hiking and check out an old lighthouse, which isn't too far from where we live. He just moved here, so he's never seen it before. We live on the Great Lakes, northern Michigan, so that's what we're planning on doing this weekend. When we were texting last night, he mentioned that he'd like to go to this fall festival, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, and wanted to know if I'd go with him. So I playfully said, "Are you asking me out on a date?" Hee, and he said, "Yes. Will you please go with me?" Smiley face. I'm so excited. Thank you all for your help on my original post. You guys gave me a ton of great advice. I can't believe how easy this whole thing was. Now I see what men have to go through when it comes to asking women out. Anyway, thank you Reddit. TLDR success. We're hanging out and going out on a date. Relevant comments. I still remember the butterflies the day I finally asked my pretty waitress for her phone number and she rolled her eyes and laughed and said, "Finally!" Still have the blank ticket she wrote it on and a million happy memories that followed. Best of luck, OP. Your story warms the cockles of his heart. Enjoy your dates, and may they be the first of many. OP. Aw, that was very sweet. Thank you. Oh, how fun. After a while, when you are completely together, you'll be lying in bed and he'll confess he's been coming in to see you forever. These are the sweet moments in life. Enjoy. OP, I sure hope so. Smiley face. Remember that time he fully intimidated the old man who was mean to you? I knew then that it was love. I rarely intimidate old men, but when I do, it's to impress women. Women love the whole, "Hey, look, I can torment the infirm" thing. OP. Oh, geez, that old man was so mean to me. When I left, my crush said something to him, and then the old guy was suddenly very nice to me. He had no idea I was watching the entire time. But you're right, that was totally a sign. Smiley face. Hey, maybe you can bring it up again and ask him what he told the old man. Smiley face. I'm curious too. OP. Apparently, he told the guy he did not appreciate the way he was talking to me and said if he kept being rude, he was going to help him to his car. Blush. LOL. Good for you. I love that your manager was your wingwoman for this. Smiley face. OP. She totally had my back. She always made sure I got his table, which pissed off the other waitresses. I'm a pretty shy person, so to have someone help me out like that really meant a lot to me. Smiley face. This is great. So very happy for you. I am a fellow Michigander. If you don't mind me asking, what lighthouse are you going to check out? I live on the east side, so I'm a bit envious of your beaches and such. OOP. Well, there are 2 or 3 that we're considering. I guess it depends on how far we want to drive. He kinda hinted that he wanted to spend the day together, so that opens up a few more options. He's never been to any of them, so he's really excited. It's so cute. LOL. Your manager is awesome. Read the original post, and I like how she makes sure you're the one that waits on him since she knows about your crush. She also never waits on customers herself, but did it for you. She's like the cool older sister / young mom that every girl wishes she had. OOP. When I first started working at the restaurant, I was really intimidated by her. She comes across as a ruthless hard ass, but deep down, she's extremely sweet and is actually very nice. Her birthday's coming up soon, and I plan on doing something nice for her. She's the best boss I've ever had. Ah, geez. I wish I could see you guys, but right now you're a dainty brunette with sparkly brown eyes, and he's a tall, rangy cowboy with a plaid shirt and tousled blonde hair. OOP, you got the description of me right. Him not so much. Not a cowboy. LOL. Tall, charming, a little mysterious, and sexy. Ding ding ding. Smiley face. Update 2. November 29th, 2013, about 3 months later. It's been a couple of months since my last post, so I think you all deserve a happy update. First of all, thank you, Reddit. I sincerely mean that. I was just a shy girl with a crush on a handsome stranger, and to think that he's now my boyfriend is just nuts. I can't even describe how happy I am. 2 months ago, I left off by mentioning that I was going to take him on a date and show him around the area a little bit since he just moved here. I talked about how we both love hiking, so I planned to take him to this lighthouse, which is only a short drive from where we live. I was afraid it was going to rain, but it turned out to be the perfect day. We packed a little picnic and spent an afternoon hiking. I thought it was so romantic. We had a great time. Over the next couple of weeks, we continued to see each other and go on fun dates. I wanted to take things to the next level so bad, but I wanted to wait to make sure he felt the same way about me. After a couple weeks of dating, we were hanging out at his place one night cuddling / watching a movie, and that's when he finally asked me if we could be exclusive. It was the best night. So we've been in an exclusive relationship for a couple of months now, but I feel like I've known him forever. We just click. Anyway, he has a huge family and they had Thanksgiving last weekend, which I was invited to. He begged me to come. I'm a shy person, so I was a little nervous, but they made me feel so welcome. His mother's a total sweetheart, and his dad is hilarious. When we were leaving, I gave his parents hugs and his mom says to me, "You know, he talks about you all the time. He's like madly in love with you." My boyfriend was so embarrassed. I've never seen him get so red. Ha ha ha. I invited him to my family's Thanksgiving as well, and my family loved him, which was a huge relief because my dad hasn't liked any of my past boyfriends. But he immediately took a liking to him and had to show him around his shop because they're both into cars. It was so nice to finally bring a guy home that Dad approves of. And of course, my mom and aunts thought he was a hunk. LMAO. Talk about awkward. Anyway, I just figured I'd let you know how the date went and that we're finally a couple. Thanks for all your help a couple months ago when I wanted to ask him out. You guys really encouraged me, so thank you. TL, DR, we went on several dates and then he asked me to be his girlfriend. Smiley face. Relevant comments. So you're inviting all of our / relationships to the wedding, right? OOP, of course. I don't believe in fate or that things are meant to happen, but if I did, I would like to think that I would use your story to illustrate the most perfect example of that. It just seems like you two were meant to find each other and that you treat one another well and enjoy each other's company, and my hope for you two is that you always remember the way that your love feels now and don't ever forget it. Use it to help guide you through the harder times that also creep into wonderful relationships. Good luck, and please keep updating. OOP, that was really, really sweet. Thank you. Smiley face. Can I ask how old he is? OOP, he's 26. Gosh, this whole thing is so cute. It's like every girl's dream lived. Super romantic and perfect. I love it. Laughing face. Just make sure you never post here with something like, found out perfect boyfriend does this terrible awful thing. Just let us live vicariously through you lol. OP lol. He's a good guy. I'm really thankful. I still act like a giddy schoolgirl whenever I'm about to see him. I'm such a dork sometimes. Haha.